Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven, and today is going to be a bit different from my normal videos. Today is going to be more of just a discussion video where I give you my opinion on the Emerald Nightmare as the first raid of this expansion, considering my guild last night just downed Heroic Xavius. So we're a little bit behind the ball with some other people, but hey, on our server we're doing pretty damn well. Yes, this is going to be more of a podcasty type video, so feel free to walk around the room, do whatever you want, and just sit back and enjoy. So to kick this off, we're going to start off with the very first boss of the instance. We go down to raids. Nythandra. Normal, heroic. The fights are pretty much exactly the same. It doesn't really change that much. But for this instance, for Nythandra, for a first boss of an instance, okay? So it's obviously going to be a face roll. Let's be serious about this. For anyone who's been watching my channel for a while, you know I don't bullshit and I don't crap on or do anything like that. The boss itself was an absolute face roll. On normal, we cleared it first attempt. On heroic, I think we wiped maybe once or twice, and then we cleared it, and then from that point onwards, it's been on farm. The boss itself is... I actually really like the boss for how easy it is. I really like the boss for the pure fact that it is a mechanic fight. It's just pure and simple. The numbers are there, the damage doesn't do that much, but the mechanics is what you need to worry about. When people fuck up the mechanics, which people do all the time, that's when the raid's gonna wipe. I love that, because for me, the reason why I like raiding is I like fucking around with some friends, I like having some fun, and I like experiencing the new raids, but most importantly, I like mechanics. So the fight has good mechanics, then I'm gonna really enjoy it. But Nythandra, absolutely solid boss for a first entry. Nice and easy. It's not just going to kick people's dicks in off the bat and then make them want to like leave and not come back. And it's pretty much just a mechanic check. So if you can get the mechanics down with that boss, you're pretty much set. It's what it is for the first boss. Alright, so then once you basically down that boss, you got the choice of Il'gynoth, Heart of the Corruption, Ulrithra, I fucking hate that bitch. You got the Sock, the big bad Sock, and Dragons of Nightmare. So I'll move on to Ursoc, which basically we usually just do first, and he's just a flat out gear check, DPS meter check. Basically, if you can pull the DPS, as long as your raid members aren't retarded and don't stay in the goo, you're pretty much fine. Like the goo's only there on heroic. That's I think the only thing where it changes from normal to heroic. But yeah, he's literally just a flat out small mechanics to deal with that are very easy, and then the DPS check. Is it fun? Not really. I fucking hate that boss. It's just boring. Like we've had Butcher and stuff in the past. We had Butcher, and then like, you know, Naxxramas. You had fucking the giant abomination guy. I can't remember his name right now, but I preferred the abomination guy out of all the 3 DPS check bosses we've had. I know why they're there, and they are needed in order to just basically go, yeah, can you progress? Because if you can't do this, then good fucking luck with scenarios type thing, DPS wise. So I understand why he's there. It's just a boring fight overall, and yeah, we just go in, clear it, and then just so we got it done and it's not there anymore. Alright, then next we usually do Dragons of Nightmare. This fight is fucking awesome. I thoroughly enjoy the Dragons of Nightmare. For those of you who've done this, you already know this, but for everyone else who hasn't done it, basically you have 2 dragons at the start, Ysondra, someone else, and then you have a 3rd dragon that switches out with the 2 dragons you have periodically after you do like certain percentages and shit. Terrair is pretty much a dick. I fucking hate that guy. Lethon and Emerus are okay. Ysondra is basically just a dick. But yeah, there's basically several different mechanics, and depending on which dragons you actually get, the fight is either a face roll or it's a little bit harder. But once again, it comes down to it's a pure mechanic fight, and it's very important, this fight, for the tanks. The tanks need to be on point with their swap. We wiped a fair few times just from the tanks fucking up with their swapping. Sometimes, like, you know, as they would go to swap, everyone would get feared, and then the tanks wouldn't be able to swap properly, and then if you get to 10 stacks of any dragon, everyone just gets slept. So all the people who have those 10 stacks, they go to sleep, and pretty much it's a wipe from that point, and it sucks dick. But yeah, the Dragons of Nightmare was an absolutely fucking phenomenal boss. Very fun. And then we're moving on to Elarath Renferal. I hate this bitch. She's not a hard fight. The reason why I don't like her, it's also easy as hell for me as a demon hunter, because I can just fly everywhere. But like, on the face of it, she's got a fair few mechanics. Got to deal with some ads, some spiders. It's once again, the tanks have to be doing some swapping. In phase 1, when she's a spider, it's pretty simple. The first platform is easiest, okay? Once you get the first platform down, The hardest part is getting from that platform to the next, because you got the tornadoes which are going to be flying around. You have spiders along the way. People have to get the feathers, crush them along the way. You have to make sure people don't fall off the cliff while they're dodging the fucking tornadoes. Once you get to the second part, it's about setting up. You set yourself up, and then once you're set up, then basically it's just rinse and repeat, just with a lot more tornadoes all around the place. You do the exact same thing again, and then if somehow you don't kill the boss and you move on to the third phase, same bullshit. Try and get across without fucking losing half the raid. Once you get across, set up, reset the fight, and just go again, and you basically just do exactly what you did and kill the boss. The first couple times it was fun, and then it just got pretty boring and tedious, having to like run all over the place. Yeah, just compared to some of the other bosses, like Dragons of Nightmare was a lot more intense because of the mechanics involved and actually making sure you don't fuck up and you soak those plants, otherwise the horrors are coming out, all that crazy shit. Whereas Elrath, it was more just, it's easy as fuck, and then the hardest part is actually getting from one platform to another. And if that's the fight, like, it's not fun. It's not fun trying to, like, you know, try to get to one point, and you finally get over there, and then half your raid's dead, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, and you're gonna basically just reset and go again. It's boring. Sort of like Mr. Sock. Alright, and then we get to probably one of my most favorite fights of this entire raid, and this boss is fucking glorious. We have Mr. Il'gynoth, the Heart of the Corruption. This fight is absolutely fucking insanely fun. I know some people, absolutely, like a whole bunch of people in my guild, hate this fight. They can't stand it. Me, it's the only fight in this entire raid that has gotten my heart fucking pumping. Basically, the way the boss works is you have a giant eye, you have a bunch of ads. When you kill the ads on the outside, they spawn these little blobs, and the blobs, basically, you pull them towards the eye. Once you kill them underneath the eye, they blow up, and the eye takes damage. That is the only way to basically damage the eye. The way that the mobs spawn, you have corruptors which do a fuckload of damage, so you kill them first, and you got to go for the death glares which cast Mind Flame, kill them, and then once you kill those, you got to basically pull the blobs under, blow them up, and then you get this giant fucking what's it called? It's like a giant nightmare thing that basically comes out of the ground. You kill that while killing the other mobs. Once you do all that, you open up the eye, and now's where it gets interesting. If you can open up the eye, you can actually kill the boss in one go. It will start casting like a spell. Once that spell ends, everyone that's inside the eye, like the room, dies. So you're attacking its heart. If you die while you're in that room, you're pretty much fucked and the raid gets wiped. So you have basically enough time to do it and then get out. But you can actually kill the boss within that one period. So what we do is, my guild is, we basically kill all the mobs, we control it, blow them all up at once, and then we all jump in and we just blow fucking everything. We pop hero, I pop meta, everyone just does shit. We pop all our healing cooldowns so that way we can one-shot it. That way we don't have to deal with the second phase. That is fucking intense, man. I haven't had an intense fight like that for so fucking long, especially because every single time we've been doing it with my guild, we've killed him with about 1 or 2 seconds left before he just kills every single person in the room. It's insane. It like really gets your heart pumped, and I love that. That's why this boss is hands down my favorite, because it's the only one out of all of them where I sit down and I go, this is fucking cool. This is why I love raiding. Alright, then we move on to Mr. Cenarius. If you're not good at dealing with ads as a raid, you're going to have a very shit time with Cenarius. If you can't deal with ads that well and your ad management isn't that good, you're pretty much going to have a real shit day of it. But Cenarius SL was actually a really good fight. I quite enjoyed it. It was the second best fight for me. Switching from Cenarius to obviously the ads and prioritizing which one you have to down first. And overall, it was genuinely a nice fight. It was evenly paced. The DPS check was there, so you had to pull DPS, enough DPS to be able to down him, as well as downing the ads so you don't take too much damage. The healers need to do their job. Clearing up the brambles was a really fucking hard task once we learned what the brambles did properly, and from that point onwards it was pretty simple. We just ended up like spinning them around, the brambles all in a circle, which made it a lot easier for the melee to not, you know, get caught in it, because as a demon hunter normally I can double jump and glide over shit. The brambles, if you try and jump over them or do anything, they just grab you instantly, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, Cenarius was a really, really solid fight. I fucking enjoyed it thoroughly. Second best fight for me. And yeah, that was Cenarius with his ads. Moving on to Xavius. Now, when you first jumped into the room with Xavius, that was fucking cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that. With the way the fog, the ads all coming out of the fog, it was an absolute dream, man. That was so fucking good. It felt like a nightmare, and it was just the entire raid was seeing, they're like, oh, we are so fucked. And it was the best, like one of the best feelings ever from first stepping into seeing that last boss. It was like that feeling, because you jump down, all these ads start coming out of the fog, and you're like, oh, mother of God, why? Why do we have to do this? And then the fight itself, it's okay. Lots of mechanics to deal with. The best way I can describe it was it's pretty much it's the highest teamwork fight out of all of them, because you have the tank's got to basically be doing their swap. You got to clear up the ads, so the DPS, like me as a demon hunter, got to make sure the ads are all cleared up and everything. You got to soak pools. You got to basically, you get the chaos blade, like the blade things that come flying at you, so you get linked with someone else. Those guys got to be on point so the raid doesn't get hit by it. Overall, the fight has a lot of little mechanics, but if you can get those mechanics down, the fight itself is actually really fucking easy, and it's a bit of a face roll once you can get those down and you have the DPS for it. But for a last boss, it's a bit weird because Cenarius was a more interesting fight as a last boss. Il'gynoth definitely fucking was. If they put Il'gynoth at the end, that would have been like, holy shit, because I fucking love that fight. Especially if they made it so you couldn't just one-shot it at the very like in the first phase, and you had to do both phases. The second phase is absolutely bananas, man. It's fucked. It's a bit sad that the last boss of the instance, the Uber guy, the fucking big dick player at the very end, is not as hard as some of the previous like bosses, especially one of the like earlier bosses, and that was a bit of a shame. Overall, the Emerald Nightmare, it was a good raid. Was it one of the best? No. Was it memorable as hell? Not really. It's sort of, you sort of just like plunder your way through it, and it's fun, but it's not gonna blow your dick off, and that's the problem with it. Like, there are a couple fights in there, like I said, that are absolutely amazing and are really fun. For me, 3 bosses out of like 6, 7. Yeah, so it's like 3 bosses out of 7. That's not enough. Like, come on, Blizzard. You need to amp it up with this. Like, I'm hoping the night, everyone's like, oh, don't worry, Nighthold's gonna be hard, Nighthold's gonna be insane, all that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, but that's not an excuse. Just because a raid later on is gonna be insane, that doesn't excuse the fact that the current raid they got is subpar. It's like another Naxxramas reboot all over again. Like, and I love that. I love the Naxxramas reboot purely because there was so many characters in there from like Lich King that I fucking loved. So that was like, I had that like, oh, this is so cool. This one, there are characters in there. I know Xavius. I know fucking Cenarius. You know, Ursoc. I fucking love him as a bro. But at the same time, you got the Dragons of Nightmare, for Christ's sake. I used to fucking hunt them down with my guild back in Vanilla when we used to do the world stuff. Like, just to see it come into play as all these big dick players, and they all were just like, they're fun, they're okay, but there's nothing special, there's no holy shit moment, and that's really, really sad to see. And from what I've been talking to, like, you know, all the other YouTubers, everyone else I've been talking to, when you go, oh my god, how fucking insane was Emerald Nightmare, everyone goes, yeah, it was good. It wasn't like amazing, but it's good. Is that really what you want for, like, you know, your first introduction into raiding for Legion, your first shot at it? Here you go, guys, here's what we've been working on this entire time, and here it is. And everyone just goes, yeah, cool. I don't think that's what you want. Alright guys, so sorry if this video was a bit of me waffling on. I tend to do that sometimes, but hey, I don't write any scripts because I don't believe in scripts. I believe in talking to you guys like I am. So just basically telling you exactly what I think when I feel it, not pre-writing some bullshit down and then going, oh yeah guys, here's my robotic speech that I prepared earlier for you. Fuck that. I'm going to talk to you and I'm just going to tell you my genuine opinion on it. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I want to hear your opinion on this. Did you like the Emerald Nightmare? What was your favorite boss? And do you think, taking into mind all the other raids we've had throughout the 12 years of World of Warcraft, do you think it lived up to the standards that needs to be for raiding, especially as a first introductory raid? Let me know, because I really want to hear your opinion on it. If you want to see more videos from me, guys, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you in the next video. Have a good one.